Okay, is it going this time?
Okay, going.
Yeah, baby.
All right, let's do it. When we fucked it up. When the seas turn into blood and the land becomes a sludge. When the locusts eat up all the moon and eliminate the sun. Somewhere out there, Walt's looking down and smiling with glee. Come listen to it this week. It's the Disney AD After Show. Disney A, the podcast is still going. For all of you $5 and up sponsors out there who want to listen to us talk more, my name is Joshua Bors, and I am a host of this podcast, the main host of the After Show. And here's my partner in crime, because podcasting is officially a crime, Jacob Bors.
Hello.
Okay, I'm back. Did you guys stop recording or what?
Yeah, no. Now we're in the after show now.
Yeah, we were gonna record the after show and just talk shit about you the whole time, but I guess you're here now.
You're back.
Well,
So
you guys can do that. You can totally do that. That's fine. Like I'm just gonna.
This guy's stump is so fucked up. Like, learn to use some ointment, my guy. Come on.
That's why I got this job.
so we can afford the ointment. The ointment's expensive. You would know that. You're a leg curler.
Leave me alone. I'm just gonna sit back here.
I didn't think you'd be here or be the same person.
It's the after show. That implies that it just happened.
Hey, did you try to book a second guest for the after show for only the $5 and up supporters?
They gave us our hard-earned money. I was gonna give them something to write home to mom about.
All right.
Also, $5 and
Now
up.
come back. We need you. We need to. What
Do we have any $5 and up supporters?
What?
The syringes cost $5 and no one can afford that.
That's right. I forgot about the lore I just established. But you know, a man can dream. You really only need one to be set for life.
I should go, so you can have another guest on. Or
No,
something.
what happened to with Walt Disney? Everyone's dying to know.
Dying, isn't that a funny thing? I'm not I'm not at privy to say.
Oh, he died. Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
He died while Nathan was in the privy.
No.
He went to the privy.
You went to
now
the
Walt's
privy.
dead.
Use a dipe, my guy. When things are so dire, then dipe.
Always died.
Dire and dipe are just one letter separated, and it's really go hand in hand.
Wow. I think I have a new lease on life thanks to that information.
This $5 and up, you think it's going to be ad free because you paid $5 for it, but no, it's actually brought to you by Dipes by Clyde. The new designer Dipes for when you really do need to save the day with your very important job you got from Craigslist, but you just don't because you have to go to the bathroom.
All right. So it's.
All right, so what are we talking about today, Jake?
I thought you were the main host of this this after show podcast.
Okay,
huh?
we're going to talk about the top 5 most influential and gruesome leg amputations in the history of the Disney World Park, and we're going to just kind of go one by one saying our favorites. Top 6, so we can all say 2. How about that?
All right. Is this consensual? Like, is this consensual? Like it was planned, or are these accidental, or could it be either?
I mean, most of them I am aware of were non-consensual leg amputations, but you hear.
Would you just stop rubbing it in?
None of us have legs here.
Well, I got new legs, as we established.
Ah, that's true. I guess that
Rub it into my leg stump. How about that?
How about you
He's
rub
got
some
no
ointment
legs,
to your
too.
leg stump?
Shut up.
So there's
Go
less
after his
I
gangrenous.
don't like
He
him
doesn't got
anymore.
legs. He's got a fender.
Can Jake be the podcast host again? I liked it when I was
Back
talking
in my domain. We're back in the main feed now.
Okay. It's fine
No,
with me.
this is what you wanted, so...
Okay.
I mean, if you're okay...
No.
If you're okay with leg amputations...
No.
Got any other limbs?
Limbs, I mean, there's only really the three, right? Like the legs, the arms, and like the other set of arms.
Yeah.
Like the ones that come out of the armpit.
Yeah, we could do the armpit arm amputations.
The arms that don't have really an armpit to speak of.
Yeah. They just kind of, they'd stick out.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had those. That's the ones I'm using right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just kind of let the other ones just kind of hang out.
All right, let's do armpit arm amputations.
Okay. It's all right. We're gonna go with the top 6 armpit arm amputations, and we're just gonna make them more and more drastic as we go in order to increase because it's the viral potential of this.
So now
video.
we're going virally and not just our favorites.
Hold on. We're choosing
on
our
a
own
second.
favorites, but also making a collective top 6. How does that work?
I'm just gonna do a pretty tame one that I enjoy, and then we're just gonna keep going.
Then let me
hopefully
guess,
ramp
I
up
get
the
top
intensity. Yep.
All right, we're doing it in 2,
I
2,
thought you
2.
wanted to talk more.
No.
Okay.
You go.
Number 6. Number 6. Okay, so my favorite armpit arm amputation that I can think of, but not the most gruesome one yet,
And not your favorite
and
either.
not my favorite. My second, one of my favorites, is the Country Bear Jamboree. Do you remember that ride? It's still going, I think.
I think it's still there.
Yeah,
Last I checked.
it's just a bunch of wholesome bears singing to you, and really nothing harrowing happens at all.
It's surprising that it's still there.
Yeah, it's a relic from the park first opening. You'd think that they'd give it a more gruesome overhaul.
They did. They did. That's why. Wait. Right? Didn't they?
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
2.0.
It's now.
You don't remember 2.0?
Yes, Country Bear Jamboree 2.0.
It was so
the
bad,
Country Bear Halloween special
Yeah.
Jamboree of jam and weenies. They
What-
served hot dogs
was
made
it-
of men.
Wasn't the number of casualties above the limit? Like the limit was 200 a day, and then it hit 201.
Yeah, at that point, it's a lot to ask of the janitorial team to really clean out that many people dying on a single ride, and it really does a number on the wait times.
And if I remember right, the 2.0, all it added was just a bunch of chainsaws.
Like chainsaws and I think some teeth.
Yeah, and the seats were chainsaws, so that kind of made it like ultra efficient in a way. But
And also the splatter gets everywhere if you're
Yeah,
sitting
you
on
gotta
chainsaws.
sit down. If someone sits down prematurely and just gets gunked up on the seat, and you have to like find your way around them, find your seat, because they're trying to run it at capacity every time, of course, because it's for efficiency reasons.
Yeah.
So in that case, the amputations aren't really that like unusual. But okay, back to what you were saying with version 1. What happened? That's gotta be really weird.
Yes, somebody tripped and fell, and their arm came off.
Wow.
That's one of your favorites.
I said we were gonna increase in intensity.
No, I understand, but you also said it was one of your favorites.
I mean, it's kind of funny, right? Like he fall down and do a boom boom, right?
Those armpit arms, I don't even know why I use them. They're so fragile.
They're-
They just
They
pop
don't.
out.
They can just.
Yes. They do contain 90% of the body's nerve endings, so it is extremely painful. But they are quite fragile, and also...
Yeah, I mean, it's. I knew a guy whose party trick would just pull it out and just slot it back in every time.
Oh
He was
my
like,
God.
he had like dislocated his armpit arm shoulder, and he could just like pull it out almost all the way. He screamed a lot because, as we saw, 90% of the nerve endings are in that arm, but he just kept doing it. It got him a lot of attention.
It's gotta like feel okay until you put it back, and then you really regret it, right? Because
Yeah, I
then all
mean,
the
I
nerve
assume,
endings-
and then I think it might be like pregnancy where you forget how much it hurts, so you want to do it again.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
It's very much like carrying a child, having these armpit arms.
Yeah.
You have just 2 twins on you at all
Yeah,
times.
all
that are
times.
arms. Like babies are like arms, right?
Babies
Right.
are like ours.
That was my parents' mantra. And they had 2 kids, just like the 2 armpit arms that they had, and they were fragile, and I was one of them.
So babies
And-
aren't like arms. Babies are like armpit arms. And
It's
what
very-
Yeah, they're very
it's
fragile
very-
and highly sensitive.
That's very true. When I was pregnant, of the 7 birth canals that I had to choose from, I did strategically send the baby away from my armpit arms just because I thought that would be a bit more of a painful experience.
Yeah,
but it
that's
is
a
a
good-
trade-off
yeah.
because the ones higher up on the body tend to be wider and larger.
You only have 7.
Well-
because like every pore on my body is possible to give birth from.
Wow. Do you get to pick, or is it just?
No, it's really at random.
Like,
wow.
Because I think he has a lot more options, but you have fewer options with the luxury to pick.
You get to cherish it, really cherish.
You get to because I mean obviously which birth canal the baby comes from like changes what the baby
Yeah, like how squished
how
they
squished
get.
they get, what like so many different things. Like if they're good at basketball, you throw it down one birth canal. If you want them to be good at computers, you put them down a different birth canal. But or you could just do it for your own personal comfort and you don't care. But his is just a grab bag random. He could shoot out like 4 or 5 babies
Yeah.
at any time. Really.
I mean, that's on a good day.
I see you did not take your parents' advice to heart.
No. I mean, I don't know any of my kids, but you know, they're out there.
Ah.
They're probably about 1/4 of the remaining population.
That'll be
Given that
interesting.
the world population is incredibly small, given the
That explains why.
2.0.
Yeah.
2.0.
Given 2.0.
It explains
two-
why our
2 billion.
physiologies are so different if we have so many incestuous unions of people creating mutations.
Yeah, good thing we're asexual. We would just self-reproduce.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm learning a lot about how the people from the other side of the tracks.
You gave birth. I mean,
Yeah, you know what it's
you would
like.
know you gave birth.
You know how
You got to choose which womb it came from.
I unfortunately did not really give a lot of thought to which ones would improve my baby's life and talents. I mostly thought about my own comfort.
Well, listen. I got a great doctor who's an expert in self-fornication, and I can get him in touch with you. And just like how to create the best babies that are the easiest and most streamlined in the exit.
Ah, yes, that's very important. The torpedo-shaped head, I hear, is
Yeah.
increasingly popular.
Yeah. I
And
don't even know why
designer
they call it
baby markets.
self-fornication. There is no other kinds, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, I went to a Christian school, so I didn't know all this.
Oh yeah.
Wow, you went to the last remaining Christian school?
I know.
Before, you didn't grow up
Yeah,
in
why
the
did
WALT
Chris have
church?
schools anyway?
What is it with Chris?
Yeah,
We're all in for Walt. Who's this Chris guy?
I went to a Christian school. Okay, your other one.
Were we doing 2 at a time and making him do the top 2, or are we going one?
Let's go around twice.
Okay, we're going around. All right.
Okay.
That's more fair. Yeah.
Number 5. All right, number 5. It has to be. For me, I mean, there's so many to choose from. It's real hard to think about. But for me, I think it was that Lisa Thompson chick on
Really, not Kate
on-
Bush.
not Kate Bush. No.
Wow.
It was. I mean, that was a good one. But I think that the Lisa Thompson.
Yeah, she lost
on-
her
on-
arm running up that hill.
Yeah. That was gonna be mine. Okay.
And it was Lisa Thompson on Prince Charming's Carousel. There was just, you know how every different row of horse moves at a different speed, and it's just it's for like the kids who don't want to go and they're not ready for the full intense version of Disney World and how amazing and gruesome it can be.
The week.
Yeah, the week. But I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna be a bit more nice and inclusive for our audience. But of course this is also the $5 and up, and we don't have any of those yet.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty exclusive.
anyway, so whatever. Screw them. The week. So she was riding on the weak edge of the carousel. But she's a very carousel rider. She likes carousels, so she's doing those things where you go sideways on the horse, and her arms are flying around. One of the horses came by and knocked it right off.
That
Wow.
was a lot of setup for a lot of nothing.
I mean, you remember the setup we did for his tripping and falling story?
Yeah, but it inspired conversation. It was like
That
nice,
is
but,
true.
Yeah. But it was good. It was good.
It's just it's
I'm
just
sorry,
a
I'm
nice.
getting too comfortable. I shouldn't be dissing the host, you know.
No, I mean,
so,
no, it's yeah, you're on the show.
I feel so free, you know, because nothing happens. Nothing happened at all that would ever removed any sort of religious level obligation from my life, like 15 minutes ago. Nothing happened.
Well, that's great.
That's great.
That's
Now,
wonderful to know.
Yeah.
I can breathe the sigh of relief now that you said that.
I am thinking right now how relieved I am that Walt Disney is still alive.
I was pretty sure that he wasn't, but now that you say
Now that you say that,
I'm sure that he is.
Very reassured.
Yeah, don't worry. So that's why it seems like I'm just suddenly a different person. But you know, I'm just so glad he's alive.
Yes,
So
you
glad.
know, we all react to not killing Walt Disney in different ways,
Yep.
and your way is this way.
Okay, my turn. I think mine has to be
Well, number 4.
number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. I think I was considering making it my top one, but I think mine has to be my own. It was a really dark time in my life.
Oh.
I was in correction school. I was in 14th grade. That's 14th out of 27.
Of course.
Yeah, so I had a long ways to go. And I was just trying to eat my lunch, as you do, in the pool of sharks at correction school. And
We couldn't afford a pool of sharks at Chris School.
yeah, and the sharks were really friendly, but I tell you, the cheerleaders, they gave up on me. And they just kind of started pummeling me with their pom-poms underwater, but you know, the armpit arms, they're so frail, so fragile, that just one little whoop, and one of them just fell off. Excruciating pain, absolutely excruciating. I didn't want to put it as the top one because I know it's not fair, but they reattached it. The cheerleaders did, actually. They did it, and then they amputated it again.
Oh yeah, they
tend to do that. Those cheerleaders that can hold their breath underwater for hours, while I'm under there for hours and drowning, while also being amputated, reattached, and amputated. So anyway, I'm not trying to say this should be any higher. Number 4 is probably okay for that. But I just wanted to share that personal story with you.
Oh, thank you for opening up, Nathan.
They did manage to get it all back on, or because you're sitting at an angle, so I can't tell, and wasn't looking for it before. They did put it back on, like in the end, or
Yeah,
is
you've
it
been
just
standing
gone?
at a perfect 90-degree angle to
I
us
cannot see you.
this whole time.
Let me move my armpit here. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's
It looks a little banged up.
a little
It's
banged up, and I
exactly
see
the
it's
ring I
on
want
backwards.
Yeah.
They
but
do
you get
that?
used to it.
Or was that a different incident?
Was that a different incident, or was that the cheerleaders? Or is that your number 1?
No, I'll keep it personal stuff out of that time. No, it was a spelunking incident that made it. It just twisted it around. It didn't even amputate it. That can't even count.
Oh yeah.
Spelunking down Corpse Mountain. You know, I just love Corpse Mountain so
It
much.
is,
I'm gonna
everyone
I'm gonna
does.
keep bringing it back up.
It's a great mountain.
It's a great attraction.
I haven't really. I've done a lot of sledding down it, but I've never really spelunked the corpse caves.
Yeah. It's a little bit. What's the word? It smells pretty.
Well, obviously.
It's a little pungent, but you know, at the same time, you can kind of get high off of it when it's like in that such intense dose. You know.
Yeah, that's half the appeal of Corpse Mountain.
Yeah.
Is huffing the corpse fumes.
But I bet in the corpse caves, it's just the effects are double, at least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can.
mean, in fact, I might have actually like turned the armpit arm around myself. I might have just been that in such a fugue state that I just did that as a part of my nirvana. No.
Wow.
Okay, enough about mine. We got to move back to you
Okay.
because I'm the host now.
Slowly taking over.
Yes, maybe we can do an after show and you can host
At
it.
the $10 and up.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm definitely not looking for a job because nothing happened. Nothing went wrong.
That's true.
Of
You are
course,
gainfully employed,
Very-
looking after our very alive and potent and virile god, Walt Disney.
Oh, virile indeed.
Anyway. Number 3. But first, we have a special long-distance shout-out from Memphis, Tennessee, from Katie McCormick. She writes to her friend Todd, "Dear Todd, you owe me $1."
That's a lot of money.
It's so much money.
He's gonna have to sell like at least half his family.
At least. Depends on the size of the family, too.
I will
I
also
hope
accept
Todd's not
half
an
your
only child.
family in barter.
You know, the sad part is if we had any you guys, I'm so sorry, I'm just like forcing myself into this. If you guys had any $5 patrons, they probably would have that $1, but
Nah.
Yeah.
sad. Anyway, what was the message?
Yeah, well,
Yes, she just wants her money back, I guess. That was my long distance dedication. That's what it's called.
yeah. Here, I still question putting the long distance dedication in the $5 and up after show. That implies
Especially to someone who
Someone who-
explicitly does not have money.
yeah,
And is
because
in
like
debt.
Todd's never gonna hear this unless they're pirating it.
Yeah.
You know, that's true. That's a very good note. I'm gonna have to. I mean, no one's ever gonna hear it because no one's gonna listen to this episode unless they're willing to pay us $5.
And
but
that's a lot of money.
that's a good note.
But all you need is one, and
That's
then you're
true.
just made for the rest of your life. You can spend all 5 of those like once every 20 years, and you'll be good.
Yep.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 3.
Anyway, yes, number 3. That's gonna have to be. This is gonna be a bit. This wasn't specifically on a ride, but they make the Dole Whip, which is where they dole out whippings. It just at random to people passing by, and
tread carefully in Adventureland.
tread carefully in Adventureland because you have to avoid those whips because they're coming fast and hard and from every direction.
Mm-hmm.
And this, someone's armpit arm got tangled up in the whip. The whip got tangled up in the Dumbo ride, and then their arm got tangled up in the stratosphere.
Oh.
Wow.
Did he get like flailed around? Like.
Yeah, it took a couple rotations for the actual severing of the arm from the armpit to actually occur.
That must have felt pretty bad.
It must have felt pretty bad, because as we said, it is very, very sensitive in that area.
Yeah.
And the rotational force being applied to the armpit arm in particular must have not been a real walk in the park.
They must have been a pretty hardy person too, because the armpit arm is the most fragile limb in the body.
Yeah.
So you'd think only one rotation would be enough to yuck an armpit arm right out of the socket there. But
That's the danger of plastic surgery. You try and amplify yourself. You try to make your armpit arm look a little bulkier. Try and pick up some chicks at the armpit arm soirees. But you could get caught on the Dumbo ride and not be able to detach your arm in time. I mean, there's a reason these things are so flimsy.
There really is a price to getting swole.
Yeah.
That was not a punchline. I just had that thought.
all right,
So that's my number 3.
all right.
That's my Casey Kasem voice.
That's a really bad case. Of
It sure is.
Coming in this week at number 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming in this week at number 2.
It's Casey Kasem.
That's right, I'm here. I heard a countdown happening, and I thought I'd better be here.
Jake, as the one and only head of this podcast, I've decided that you're fired and permanently replaced with Casey Kasem.
Whoa! I don't have the time for that.
Whoa,
if you're doing
why would anybody be ever fired for any reason?
if you're doing a if you're doing a countdown, I can gladly come in and sub, but I do not. I've got the American Top 40, which is still on in this world.
Yes,
New episodes every Sunday.
Yes, they're all different shrieks from the damned this week,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Except
Shrieks
for
from the
one,
damned.
which is mild snoring.
Yeah,
But
that
only
one.
got
I
to
mean, that's a
38.
holdover from last week, but it's just still real popular. Anyways, number 2. What are we actually? I came here.
Yes,
What are
you
we
weren't
listing?
here.
I wasn't here.
Well,
I
we're-
just heard number 2, and I thought I could do better.
We're listing the top 6 armpit arm amputations in Walt Disney World.
I see. All right. Well,
And we already did, just
yeah.
so you know,
Tell me what you already did.
we already did the Country Bear Jamboree one.
Right.
We already did the Princess Charming one.
Right.
We did this guy's. I don't know if you've heard of
that
his.
was for you guys, not for him.
Well, if you don't want to tell a national radio personality, then that's fine with me, I guess.
Oh my god, I just have to trust you with that voice.
It's like honey in a sea of Arabian sand.
In a jar?
I don't know.
Anyway, and there was number 4.
Oh yes, I did the Dole Whip one. So you can't do that
the
one.
Dole Whip. That is a very good one. All right, let me collect my thoughts here. Casey Kasem. All right, I'd have to say number 2 up this week at number 2 on what's the show called?
This show is called Disney A, the podcast is still going.
This week on Disney A, the podcast is still going. Number 2, armpit arm amputation. Oh God!
Oh no! A blood quake!
Ah!
Casey Kasem is getting ripped to shreds.
Oh my god! Oh no, you're sad for no reason! No.
That was an incredibly loud blood quake. Usually you can hear them coming, but that was
very sudden.
Wow.
Oh, I guess Jake is back.
I'm sorry for trying to fire you, Jake.
It's whatever. I still have the other ones.
Did he give his number 2? I was so
No,
traumatized.
he was
by-
about to, and then he
Casey Kasem, what was your number 2? Quick, before you die!
Number 2 would have to be
When what? When what, Casey?
when the guy in the goofy costume
The goofy costume.
fell off the yacht.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one, Casey. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Man,
You went
what
out with
good
a
guy.
chuckle.
What a
Yeah.
good guy.
that is a very good one though.
Yeah, in his dying words, it just wow. He gifted us with that. That was it.
It's beautiful. I hope the mic picked that up.
Yeah, and I think it did. I hope it did.
What's she doing down there?
I'm just checking his pockets, you know?
Yeah, I always. you know-
they're gonna need a new host for the American Top 40 now.
Oh my Chris, guys, he had $5 in his pocket.
Whoa!
What? He was this was gonna be
Casey-
for him.
Casey Kasem was our only listener.
And now he's dead.
Except I don't think so, because he had to ask what the show was called.
There's still time. Wait, guys, there's still time. We all know that Walt is okay.
Yeah,
We
correct.
need to
Yeah, of
ask.
course.
We just really need to pop over there and ask him for a miracle.
Yeah.
Right.
You're the only one with
right.
access.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
Ask him.
I'm going. Bye. I'm definitely going back to definitely go see definitely Disney who's definitely alive.
All right, we'll just wait.
We'll wait for him to come back, because he also has to give us number 1. We should have had him give us number 1 beforehand so we could talk about it while he was gone.
That would have been a good idea.
But, heat of the moment, Casey Kasem is dead.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's time to bring out 2 of our sponsors, and then one of them we'll do later.
I don't understand why we have sponsors on the one behind a paywall.
We just lost our one guy. We need to.
Was
make
he
this
our one guy?
financially
He didn't
viable.
know what the show was called.
I'm going to do a jingle.
Okay.
Pockets. Pockets. Why are they so deep? I lost my family in a pocket once. I don't know where Okay.
What?
So that was for Pocket Shorteners Plus. For when you feel like your pocket's got too much
Too much space?
volume, too much space in there. You gotta shorten it up a little bit. Gotta sew up the bottom a little bit. So I guess this guy lost his family in a pocket.
I mean, that was very passionate.
I guess we're supposed to really relate to his anguish.
Was he actively losing a family member while writing the song?
My feeling was just that it just said with passionate intensity in the line notes. I just assumed he was in mourning and he hadn't really gotten over it yet. This is like the first Samantha he's lost, I guess. I guess. Lucky him, I guess. Not losing Samanthas all the time.
Wish I could be him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you have any amusing anecdotes about pockets? Is that just about it?
Well, I mean, I've never lost a person in a pocket, so I can't really I've lost plenty of Samanthas, just not in my pockets. Because I usually keep my pockets are usually a Gretchen zone.
Keeping Gretchens in your
Keeping
pockets?
Gretchens. You don't keep a Samantha in your
Pocket full of Gretchens?
Pocket full of Gretchens at all times. That's what my mommy used to tell me.
Wow.
But also, she was, as we have established, was a horrible person and con man. So I don't know if that's actually.
I totally remember that we established that.
Yeah, because she sold counterfeit leg carriages.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, he's back. What did he say? What did he say?
Casey Kasem has not stirred, so I'm.
Wait, what was the question I was supposed to ask him?
We're supposed to.
Casey Kasem is dead.
He's growing colder and more putrefied by the minute.
We need to bring him back for the American Top 40.
Oh. I don't know if we can do that.
It's Walt. He can do anything.
But Walt is all powerful. He holds mastery over life and death and light and shadow.
But sometimes he just doesn't feel like it, There's a whole, study around that. There's theodicy,
Oh, yes.
Why doesn't Disney prevent...
Why does good exist with a perfectly evil god?
Well, anyway, I asked him if we could take the money, and he said, yeah, it's cool.
Hey, that works for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think you have number 1 left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to keep
We don't have to keep going, but I feel like we're teasing with the top 6 to get to the most gruesome.
Yeah, now we're the patrons, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, no, this is for us.
This is for us.
So
and I want to hear...
is number
I feel like
1?
we've grown very close over the course of this recording, and I really want to hear your number 1 armpit arm amputation in the Walt Disney Parks.
And it's the most gruesome one, too.
Yeah.
This is purely hypothetical, but it's just such a good story that it's got to be number 1.
Interesting.
So, there's this. Hypothetically.
I'm sorry to announce that the most gruesome armpit arm amputation has been locked away in the Disney vault to be released at an unspecified date. This has been an announcement from your messenger, from Walt, who shall remain nameless.
Just telecom just comes over, and I guess that's gonna be on Disney Minus.
Man, I was really hyped to know what the top 1 was.
I wanted to know what...
What about?
I was really hoping it wasn't Walt himself in some sort of accident, and I guess it's not. Or maybe it is. We'll never know.
Never know now.
Yeah, we just won't know. Those copyright stuff.
Yeah, they'll flay you.
They flay you. They also dole out whips.
They dole out whips. And if you get flayed and then they dole out the whips, well, then what's going to protect you from the whips?
You don't want to get flayed and doled.
Your flesh, flayed and doled, more like, that's not a good situation.
Yeah.
So?
Even if you don't have a lot of skin, it really makes you appreciate the skin you do still have left. And that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
no, I've noticed you've been less skinny.
I got about this square inch. That's it. That's a repeated joke.
All right, well...
So, we're rich now.
So should we end on this anticlimax, or should we do more sponsors?
It might be the most fitting thing to end it on a sponsorship note.
That's true. Well, we do have 2 more sponsors
Good.
today.
All right.
And I think we're contractually obligated to...
I don't understand because no one's gonna. I don't know what kind of ad money these people are spending on us, but
I mean, we really don't need it anymore.
we don't
but
need
I
it
feel
anymore.
Obligated to,
we are
to
contractually
back up my word.
obligated because I do not want to get flayed and doled. So
Yeah. So I guess here's the next ad.
yep. Education. Your child needs to be educated. Send your child to this cool Craigian school. We got sharks. We got cheerleaders. We got guys who like to smoke behind the school. We got so many different sorts of characters here at the Craigian School.
Praise Craig!
Fight, fight, fight. We like Craigian School. Never go to those Chris schools. Blah, blah, blah.
I just had to chant, you know. It was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it
I
brought
mean,
back this
yeah,
little
you, I
spirit.
mean, yeah,
Was
you
that the
went
fight song?
Yeah.
Praise
Craig! And you just like, you say that like 20
Yeah.
times.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the Craigian School districts. I guess their numbers are low. A lot of people going to those new Charleston schools,
The Chuxton
the
Schools?
Chuxton schools.
Instruction.
And
For sure.
I came from a richer neighborhood. They call them Charleston schools.
Ah,
Wait.
rubbing your privilege in my face.
I'm
every
just,
day.
you know, that's what you get for having a con man for a parent. You
That's
get
true.
a lot of money.
That's rough, man.
That's
Hey.
right, buddy.
But I guess their numbers are down, so they want recruitment.
I wonder if the correction schools have correctornet.
They have to.
Did
They
I
would
have
have to.
access to that all this time and I just didn't know it?
That would be, I mean, just from brand integration purposes alone, you'd think that maybe they would have Craigternet.
They'd have to.
Maybe you just didn't know about it because you were spending all your time getting drowned in the pool.
It is true.
Yeah, that was most of my education.
Yeah, well, you learn a lot, you know. School of hard knocks and wet water. This is what they say.
School of hard Craigs.
Hard Craigs, you know.
Hard
A school
Craigs.
full of hard Craigs.
Yep. That's what they say in correction school.
Wow. I didn't know that because I went to a Christian school.
Yeah, well, Chris is lame, so.
Chris sucks. Anyways, on that note, I think we got one more.
We got one more sponsor.
One more, and we can close this out.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. It's the same tune.
They're all the same tune.
Oh no! I didn't just kill Walt Disney. I definitely didn't just kill Walt Disney. I hope that there's insurance for frozen brains. That's why you gotta call 1-800-FREEZE-BRAIN. Yeah, that's more numbers than the phone number, but you'll dial and see what happens, 'cause you got no other options. No other options, hypothetically speaking. Hypothetically speaking.
I think is that what the copy says, or did you improv?
Yeah,
it?
just don't.
Okay. You know,
I don't-
if
It
that's
was
what the
really
copy
bizarre. It was really bizarre.
I don't remember. You must have sold that ad because I don't remember it.
says. I must have. Like,
I must have.
I might, you know, honestly, that blood quake that took out Casey Kasem, I don't
Yeah.
scrambled the brain a little bit. I must have. I
Yeah.
must have.
Like 50% of the hippocampus like squirts on over to like the armpit arm. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's gonna. I gotta reconstitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah,
yeah, what a remarkably specific ad about a harrowing circumstance that I hope never befalls.
I know that would be awful.
I just keep getting this most specific ads. I don't get it.
Yeah, these are long and specific ads.
Yeah.
Some
idiot just can't think of anything else.
Yeah, well,
that's not your fault. So
Yeah, it wouldn't be mine.
yeah. All right.
and yeah, once again, Nathan, I feel like we've grown very close over this episode, and I just want to say thank you for your service in keeping our god Walt Disney nice and cool and dry and not
alive.
putrefying in the hot sun.
Exactly.
You do so much for all of us. You are the secret, unseen line of defense between us and a Waltless world that would be just a horrible nightmare.
Horrible nightmare.
We're
Praise
definitely
him,
not. We are definitely not entering a Waltless era. Definitely not.
No,
Well,
that's
you
good.
heard it from the man himself,
Yep.
everyone.
Not entering a Waltless era.
Here's to that.
Here's to
Wahoo!
that. All right, that's my tooth fell out. That's it for our podcast, everyone.
Well, it's time to go. Hopefully
anyway,
there's teeth insurance.
As you know, the Aid to Podcast is Still Going show ends when Josh loses a tooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you lose a tooth, the podcast is done. Those weren't the chords.
But
I
that
lost
was